Howdy folks, what it do? I hope you're treating yourselves so well, and of course others. This is a channel where we like to do tarot readings. Today, I thought we should do what people notice about you, whether that be physically, emotionally, strangers, even like your first impression sort of situation, but it could more so be what people are starting to notice about you, kind of a spectrum here, but what people notice about you. Okay, pile one. You received the hermit card. Look at you. You're someone who stalks the shadows well. I keep on thinking of that Bane reference where it's like you were molded in the shadow. You were molded in the shadows. I was like, I don't even know how it goes, but Bane was basically saying he was born in the shadows, so he's a part of it. You have a certain prowess that is a part of you. People notice that you have a sex appeal that is gargantuan, a life of its own. And I think that's kind of a burden, maybe burdensome to you because you're a very nice person. You like to make eye contact. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Look at that. You are a complete package, sort of temptation. I think you like to make eye contact and be personable with people, but that has also been a double-edged sword. You've had to, in essence, bite the bullet several times because people took the wrong... people mistake your kindness for weakness or your passiveness for a carelessness of some sorts, like you're complacent or something like that. But no, you have a way of life that you appreciate, that you don't know how a lot of things are in your life right now because it might be really burdensome and bother. Life is not great, perhaps, right now, because the Ten of Pentacles in reverse makes me think that you see your sights being hopeful and you know that you're powerful in a lot of ways. I keep on hearing prowess again. The Ten of Swords to accompany the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you're going through a hellish time right now. I wanted to say a hellish hellscape. So it seems like things are maybe redundant in your life. You're like, how do I get out of this kerfuffle? This is just monotonous. You're catching strays in ways that you didn't even... I think you're stressed maybe about a lot of things in life, and people are seeing that that could be the case, and people are noticing that they don't know how to help you. But perhaps if the Ten of Pentacles in reverse made me think if you were to ask for help in certain ways, it could be beneficial in your life. The star pours inwards and outwards, so it's almost like you are intimidating to a lot of people. A lot of people see that you are self-sufficient, so approaching you in a way of eagerness or help, some things seem unwarranted to approach you in that way for some reason. And it might just be that you are kind of caught up in your own lifestyle, pouring into yourself, and maybe you don't have a lot of people that know your personal everyday to day lifestyle, or there's something about you being self-sufficient. So asking for help is something that you don't do very often. The Magician, look at that. Look at these very powerful cards. The Star and then the Magician pops out. They look very similar too. Same colors. I love the stripes on the Magician. It's almost like people would appreciate you allowing them into a former state of you, I'm hearing. So maybe a more gentle form of you. There's something about you are in a state right now where you're having to fend for a lot of stuff. You could be looking into new resources, perhaps in money or stability. You're trying to figure out how to make life stronger. You want a self-sufficient, you want to make more money, or you want more time to yourself in some way, form, or fashion, so you can build in some way. And it looks good that you have made yourself up into this point. I think you could look really good if you were to ask for help in some way, form, or fashion. And I don't know why I keep on getting that notion, because this is what people notice about you. Maybe people notice about you that you are a one-man band sort of thing, and perhaps a lifetime. Oh my gosh, I was kind of going out on a ledge, but this is crazy because you got the star that escalated into the magician and then hit you with the lovers. Look at that. It almost seems like people think that you could be beneficial outwards. Like if you were to... People in the past, when I said revert earlier, it's almost like in the past you were more social. And I think that lifestyle was very beneficial for you because you are someone who plays off of others' lifestyles and benefits them. You are a catalyst in a lot of people's lives to make things more yummy and either creative, spontaneous. You just have such I wanted to say virile, but a zest for life. You give a lot to any situation because that you're kind of just like you fan the flame. You're a giant flame yourself, so you kind of just ignite any situation. People enjoy seeing your face react to things. People notice that you react to the things even if it kind of is unwarranted. That might be something that you try to work on, not having such a facial physical reaction. Maybe even your body reacts a lot to things. People notice that you are full of life and full of lifestyle, so you're gonna speak your will into situations as well, making things that you've been a part of very obviously something that you have touched. So people's lives have a giant void without you, creative projects, work situations, because you hold your own in a lot of situations, but you elevate so much. And I think people have noticed that you would be better off elevating with others and connecting with the side of you that is social. The lovers is, you have so much to give, and I think that people have only been taking from you as of lately. If you haven't been giving outwardly to situations, I think people have just been trying you and testing you, so you're kind of clammed up. You're held back in a few ways. And the 5 of Wands in reverse, there's a lot of you questioning. People have noticed that you're holding back in ways, so it almost seems like you're questioning your lifestyle. Perhaps people have noticed that you are trying to change for better, but having blockages and wondering where your life will persist, because there's so many things that you could be doing, but realistically, you're in fight or flight mode right now because you're running on low resolve, low reserves at this point. I think you have very little that you're working with in your lifestyle and every day. Your people notice that you are pulling a lot from the past, whereas the future could be very beneficial for your engagement. People want to see new from you. And with the 5 of Wands in reverse, it seems like you might be stuck in cycles the 7 of Wands, another card of trial. And it just seems like, you're in a constant loop of applying the past, and people are wanting to see what your future holds. And I think you are as well. So what's on display is how can you move forward? And I think you're identifying that as much as other people are as well. It's almost like you're going through the motions with a lot of people watching you do it. So it's fun for you because you know that you're taken care of, but it's a very tumultuous time as well. There's a lot of being ego deaths and humble. So people are noticing that your resolve is clear, but your destination is not. So with that, you gotta know I love you. Pile 2, hello. I hope you were so well. So this is what people notice about you. This could be in everyday life, or I already gave you the spiel, but yes, what people notice about you, physical form, emotionally, sexually, I'm hearing. So let's get down and figure it out. What's going on with you? What's to be observed? So your card. Pile 2, King of Swords. Look at that. People notice a strictness, that you seem very clean. Perhaps you have to take off shoes to get into your house. People notice that you take your stuff very seriously, even if it has wear and tear on it. You take your life very seriously. Your things, the things you've worked for. I think that there was a period of time where you were taken advantage of in some way, form, or fashion, and it's obvious that you are not here for lollygagging. I think you're very playful as well, though. You have the Moon in reverse and then the Page of Pentacles in reverse. You're someone who has dealt with a lot of dark nights of the soul. People have probably noticed that you might have gone quiet on them a lot. You could be someone who often reverts back to oneself. Your social battery is very low, but you have a lot of intrusive thoughts, I'm hearing. So perhaps you're very playful and you're down to do a lot of rough housing things, like you'll go out in nature, you'll do extreme sports, all those sort of things. It's hard to get you scared, or maybe people enjoy scaring you, going to places that are extreme with you. You definitely elevate a time either by being super afraid of it. You might be kind of resistant to new situations, and or you promote going to do those things for some rhyme or reason. It's either people enjoy seeing your reaction or people just enjoy your company in the thralls of doing extreme stuff. So you have a competitive spirit as well. I think people notice that the Two of Swords in reverse, you like to win, but at no cost of the bigger picture. You want the greater good for things, but you also, in playful arenas, maybe even in sports or where it matters less, there's a sense of, because these cards, look how nice and purple they are, and this one, they all just kind of have a nice little chill feeling. So it seems like you have the greater good in mind, so people understand that, but you have a sense of you can be riled up really well, is perhaps the notion here. People like your reaction to things, but you're also very competitive, making you someone who it's fun to be in contest with, battle in certain ways. Maybe that's something that you do. Maybe you have sports, contact sports, some sort of games, gaming, things like that. You're some sort of nature of you. People enjoy the banter as well. You could have a good shit talking game, or you play hard to get in certain ways. And then the Empress pops out and she looks ominous, to say the least. This Empress, I don't know if I just said Emperor. The Empress, in this card, she has a scowl on. So I think there's a sense that even the cat has a scowl. So you could have a pet that looks a lot like you. People enjoy your either the way that you treat animals, or you have a pet that is very dignified in your life in some way, form, or fashion. Weird way to say that. So it's easy to feel like best friends with you. It's easy to be treated special with you, which a lot of people have noticed that you stand out because you make eye contact and you like to treat people special. You like to make everyone feel a part of the group, bring everyone in on things, play with others. It's almost like you have a good way of including others by knowing what makes people embarrassed or tick. You are very aware of people's deficits or their personalities, so you know how to get them present in situations. You can bring people out. You can bring the best out of people, and it's obvious in situations when you are not around, because maybe it's more segregated. Like, people don't mesh as much when you're not around. It seems that you could be someone who brings a lot of people together, life of the party, but also you're very chill. Because I'll go back to, oh my gosh, I was about to say all of these cards have moons in them. The Empress doesn't. But all of these cards have moons in them, and then I was going to look at this one. It is the moon. This is the moon card. But even these, all of these have a crescent moon in them. So very chill lifestyle of yours. Maybe you live alone, or people are not, they have to be invited to you to have access to you. You like to be invited to places as well. People have noticed you won't show up unless you are invited. And also in conversations, you're not someone who makes things awkward. If you notice that people don't want to talk about something, you'll bring it up in playful jest, but you do not push. If you notice people are a certain way, maybe you give them the stage to talk about it, but you don't pry. You're very open-minded and curious about things. I think you like to touch things. You are very physical, hands-on, playful. There's not a lot of boundaries with you, but there is a lot of boundaries with you. The dichotomy of you. There's a lot of you, when you're around, there's not a lot of boundaries. You like to speak about anything and everything. You like to bring out the best in people. And people notice that. But when you cut off situations, oh yeah, baby, that is a situation. Do not go forward. When you cut off situations, the fool in reverse. You would be foolish to taunt a sleeping bear. I don't know what the the turn of phrase is for that, but people don't want to play with you, play in your face, taunt you in any way. I think because you could have a lot of life experience too, making you competitive, yes, but also a force of understanding. I think people understand that you see the bigger picture in such things, so they feel foolish. The foolish, I think maybe some people have tried to push in certain ways, maybe be too scandalous or racy in some sort of way. There's something where people have pushed your boundaries thinking that you would be cool with it, and it's made them feel foolish. And I think that you don't like awkward situations. You almost shy away from confrontation and even familiarity. I don't know why this segmented, but it almost seems, because I'm looking at the sun in the corner, people, you frequent places a lot, and people notice you. So when you go to places, people start to have inside jokes with you, or they will start to notice you by name or something like that. And I think that makes you kind of uncomfortable. You don't like that. People definitely remember you if you've been to a place several times, if you frequent location. And I think that kind of unnerves you a little bit. You don't really enjoy having to constantly perform for people, because it is that. It's all a performance. If you are out in public, you are trying to look your best, to do your best, perform your best. Even if that's not really it, there's something deep down in you where you're like, I don't want to look janky or crusty in any way. I don't want to look beside myself. So you do put on a mask and a face really well, and it's easy for you to play a role if you need to. It can be a game if that's what it comes down to with you, but you like to be present for people. I think you're as present as people are to you, and you're very good at that. So I think you can also bring out more of a natural person in others as well. I think there's a nice talent for you meet people where they're at, and you can kind of play the game with them, but it also eases them into comfort of being a less synthetic person. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people that have a mask on for their whole life, or they've been dealing with so much, they have a way of being around others. I think that you can make people more naturally themselves. And that's a task that you have been delegated through this life. And it's good for you you just bring out a natural form of people. And I think that that's what people have noticed as well within themselves, is that that's what you do. Okay, whatever. You gotta know I love you. Greetings, Pile 3. Hello. Hi. Okay, so what people notice about you. What's going on around you? What have people witnessed in the form of you? Okay. What have people noticed about you in many ways? The Knight of Swords. You are spontaneous, creative, a creative outlet that has not been fully formed. You're a work of art, I'm hearing. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And I think one of the groups before this had the Ten of Pentacles as the first one come out, and it was in reverse as well. So this is interesting. People are noticing that you're building a life, and perhaps kind of unsettled with yours, maybe even unsatisfied. You might seem kind of sad. The Strength card, yeah, look at that. You're having to display a sense of callous disregard. It seems like you are being tested on a daily basis with having either to ignore or fight a situation, and that is being observed to the extent of the Chariot. Oh my gosh, the Strength and then the Chariot. People are watching that you are trying your best to get out of situations that have been allotted to you. It's not like you are very happy and it's obvious. People want to see you have a new, what's next in your life, your next big lifestyle change, I think, is what people are most interested in observing for you. I think the past has been very the Magician in reverse, reactive. You have had a lot of things happen to you where you have constantly been dealing with them, one thing after the next is you having to react to situations, and people are wondering what you would do if you had the ability to mold your lifestyle more pleasantly or hands-on. It's almost like things have been out of your hands for so long. Maybe you haven't had the ability to make choices for yourself, or haven't had the funds. Something about your lifestyle has just been catered to survival. And that's very obvious. But you almost have everything on the line, making your will powerful. The things that you desire are so deeply ingrained in your lifestyle that the only way you can move forward is through what you're doing. It's almost like the things in your life happen in a series of events that seem so, how could this possibly be a thing? Unbelievable series of events. There's that series of unfortunate events. I loved that book as a child, or that series of books as a child. But it's almost like the series of things that have happened in your life are so ginormous and unheard of. You have so many stories and so many things to tell. I think people have noticed you're a really good storyteller. You're very resistant to lies and defamation. People have noticed that you do not like to, you enjoy gossip, but you don't like people who are bad. You don't like to ingest media of just illicit material or being chaotic for no reason. You don't like things that are really loud for no reason. Even if you enjoy really loud music or something, it's almost like you don't like people who yell a lot. There's something like a sensitivity to yelling. People notice. And the cards that have come out was the Strength card, then the Chariot, then the Magician, and then Justice. So it almost seems like the things that you have been through in your lifestyle, you've only had so many things that you've been able to do, or you are very strong on a path. The things that it's either a lifestyle, a life choice, a hobby, a job. Excuse me. So the things that you're good at are very obvious, and it's almost that people try to hit you where it hurts in the past. So you've made it hard to have access to you in a lot of ways. But there's something, you hate shock value, but there's something that is, your life has been nothing but shocking. Maybe you hate people that fake the funk, and you can sniff that out from a mile away. And you are a very good judge of character. You dislike people, and they end up being kind of poor characters. People that didn't serve any merit in your life at all. You're good at dodging bullets and judging people, even though that's not what you do. You don't like to judge. It's like all the things that you are good at, you appreciate that you have access to being good at something, but you're not overwrought with power, and you don't like to flex authority in any way. People find you as an authoritative figure because you have such a resistance to sheepish behavior or following behavior. You don't like to be shy with the things that you feel, but you like to learn. So you say things that you feel, and sometimes you tend to you bite your tongue. You can get in your own way sometimes by saying things out loud or speaking too much, but then that's how you learn as well. Because confrontation is not something that you welcome, but you are open to advice, and people want to help you build on yourself. It's almost like people see you trying your best and they want you to better yourself. People only want to see you become greater and better in a lot of ways, and especially people that are around you, because you, like we said, you know how to sniff out the bad ones. I want to say like a truffle pig. But you're good in a lot of ways of life, and you have a strong character and solidarity to you. So people want to help you along your way, but it's a matter of you only have so much mental capacity for so much conversation. There's a lot going on in your life, and people notice that. The things that make you tick is work and progress and almost justice, because you've had so much of a lifestyle where you were held back, and I think that you have so much of the prior lifestyle of yours that has built your personality to be this great, noble person. You've built a whole lifestyle of a person in you, and now it's ready to be on display more purposefully, more energetically fulfilled. It's almost like the things you have been building yourself in so many ways so that you can be put on display in a way that is not degrading to you. And finally, I think that that's coming around. You're putting yourself out there, and I think you can visualize the past for what it was, even if it was a bit of a shit show, a circus, whatever. That's not for naught, because it made you who you are today, and it made you how you are today. And that being on display is one of the greatest gifts of it all. Because, yeah, like I said, you got a lot of strong cards, if not all of them. This was the first two were the normal cards, and then every other card was very strong and poetic. So you're a strong individual, and it is showing more through every day, through every thread of every life you take. Okay, with that, you gotta know I love you.